what a night it was for the Blue Jays fans and Vladdy Jr. as well. Greg Amsinger was there. You see him on the MLB Network. You see him on Tim and Sid with Tim and Sid, who are not here. He's with us today. Greg, thank you so much for doing this. I got to say, appreciated your outfit earlier in the day a little bit more, but still looking dapper. Thanks for joining us, man. How you doing?
I'm doing really well. Great to talk to both of you. I had to change my outlook and my outfit a little bit. The red carpet's a different Greg. It's like a different. I feel like I've got multiple personalities. That was one, and this is the more professional, stoic. Let's get down to business, Greg Amsinger. That's what this look is.
It was multiple personalities for Vlad Jr. last night, having some fun, but also straight business when he was at the dish. Can you remember a home run derby like that and a performance like that from a guy at 20 years old?
It was the best home run derby I've ever been part of. I've had a chance to. I'm the MC in-house, so you probably heard me
that was
on the national broadcast. You hear me? Yeah, I'm the guy that's really. I annoy 50,000 people in the ballpark, so I'm like calling the home run derby just to the stadium. So I'm right on the field next to all the players. I've been doing that for years. It stretches my vocal cords. It tests what I got in terms of my windpipes. But let me just tell you, that was the best and the coolest baseball's ever been. And I've been working in baseball. This is my 11th season. To watch Vladdy and Peterson go toe-to-toe like that, to watch a kid hit 91 home runs and not be crowned the home run derby champion, it was an epic night. I'll never forget it. And I just can't wait to see this kid do it year in and year out.
Yeah, the best cardio he's got as a Blue Jay was in that home run derby last night. You mentioned it's the best you've seen. To me, it resembled a dunk competition. With the bench reacts we saw from the other players, that was the best part for me. When you see real all-stars around him and in awe, what do you think of?
You know, it's a good comp to a slam dunk contest. I mean, to see the families, there were so many kids on the field. It was a family affair. Clayton Kershaw's kids. I saw Gary Sanchez with his daughter, Mookie Betts holding this little girl. Everyone had their kids on the field, and imagine being those kids. You are around what ended up being the greatest home run derby of all time. I saw this one 8-year-old, I don't even know which family this little boy belonged to. His jaw was on the ground when Vladdy went, I think, 4 straight bombs. One was right underneath the scoreboard. I can't imagine being a kid to witness that. It was history. I said it before. We never saw a 29 home run round. The highest before was Josh Hamilton at 20 with 28. That was in 2007 or 8, I believe. To see this kid do it 29 and then do 29 again back to back and then do the insane extra bonus time with Jock Peterson, I'm never going to forget it. And I'm 40. So imagine being a 7, 8, 9-year-old kid, how they're now obsessed with baseball. That's the kind of impact a night like that has on an entire sport.
Those kids watching, Greg, not that much younger than the kids actually batting in that competition. We know baseball is all about let the kids play. How does the league kind of build on the momentum of a night like last night and continue to showcase the personality of these kids that, for a lot of people, really came to fruition on a night like yesterday's?
No, it's a great point. I mean, we did not see Trout compete in it. Yelich, Bellinger have the most home runs in the game. There was no Aaron Judge, no Giancarlo Stanton, the two physically most imposing people that play this sport. They were young guys. We had an all-rookie final. What I think it tells you is a clock married with baseball works. Head-to-head, you only see head-to-head pitcher-batter. But this is batter versus batter. And there are some, I don't know, competition purists that are like, how can Vladdy Guerrero Jr. hit 91 home runs and not be crowned the home run derby champion? Well, when you're competing against someone else, you can pace yourself. And Peter Alonso did not have to hit 29 home runs each round. He went second. He knew exactly how many he needed to hit. There was strategy involved. When does a guy take a timeout? All that stuff was in play. To me, it was almost like a separate sport has been created through the new format of this home run derby, which I think is brilliant. The front office, the Park Avenue, Major League Baseball headquarters, they mastered this one. They really did. And let's not forget the carrot. The carrot is very meaty this time. $1 million check. Peter Alonso was thinking about that when he flipped his bat. He just became a millionaire in front of our eyes.
Yeah, because a lot of those young guys have yet to make their big money yet in the game. You mentioned competition purists, and some of them thought, well, with 8 home runs, Vladdy shouldn't have been in the competition in the first place. You also mentioned a clock, and some baseball purists do not like to hear that word with the sport. When we had this conversation a year ago, it was about Manfred talking about Trout needing to sell the sport now. With so many young stars and the face of fans changing, do you think it's time we'll culturally see some fundamental changes in the game?
Yeah, no, that's what's so great about Commissioner Rob Manfred. He's always open-minded. He's thinking about ways to keep up with the times and evolve the sport. I never use the expression fix baseball. That's not it. It's take what's already great and enhance it. And I think that's the way he's looking at it. Look, television contracts are the meat and potatoes behind every pro sport. So you want to make it a great television product. The players that are involved in the sport make up less than 1% of everyone that consumes it. So you have to cater to a television audience. Our commissioner understands that, and I think a pitch clock is coming. And why am I a fan of it? It's constant movement and suspense. I mean, I never thought when I signed on with MLB Network back in 2009 that I would ever scream 3, 2, 1 on a baseball diamond. I never thought that would happen. I did that last night in Progressive Field, on the field, so the guy that was throwing BP essentially to the guys competing in the Derby would know how much time was left. I never thought a clock in baseball would work. And when you see a pitch clock eventually behind home plate, and you're a television viewer, and you see that pitcher on the mound looking over at the base runner on first base, and you're down to 5 seconds, the suspense is going to build at home on your couch. You know action is coming. I think it's a foregone conclusion in my mind that a pitch clock is going to be very present and very successful in this sport.
Well, Verlander actually had some comments about the fact that Manfred might be a little bit too progressive and a little bit too willing to appease fans with what he does with the baseball. Brought up the league's relationship with Rawlings and the fact that the ball, in his opinion, is juiced. What did you make from the fact that he was so really unrelenting on his comments about the commissioner?
I see this sport making a ton of money. I see popularity still up. I kind of view the game. Offense is up, which I think everyone wants their favorite stars putting up gaudy numbers. You'll have a few players complain no matter what. No matter what. Name your year where you thought baseball was perfect. Go back to that year. Try to look through all the interviews that were done, and you'll find players who have complained about the sport. Matter of fact, you can almost do that for every professional sport because everyone wants to tinker. Everyone thinks they got the next great idea. I think the sport's in a great direction. I really do.
Speaking of a lot of great names, obviously, in the All-Star game tonight, what are you looking forward to most in Cleveland?
I like to watch Justin Verlander pitch. To have him start this game, I saw him on the red carpet show with his wife, Kate, and when David Ortiz retired, I said, who's our next celebrity in baseball? Who is the player that transcends baseball? So he belongs on a red carpet to go to the Oscars, belongs on a red carpet to go to the Grammys. Justin Verlander is on the Hall of Fame highway. We'll see him in Cooperstown someday. And he's larger than the game now. He has this star quality. He's going to put on a show. His friend yet rival, Max Scherzer, can't wait to get in this game. We talk about the offensive stars, and for good reason. There are so many of them. But for some reason, these two guys throwing 100 miles an hour, which I expect them to do tonight, I'm looking forward to that. And there's one player in particular that I think is the most exciting and arguably the most talented, and that's Javier Baez of the Chicago Cubs. I look forward to a ground ball hit at him as much as I look forward to him swinging to get out of the stadium on an 0-2 pitch. He's unique. He's his own spirit. He's my favorite position player to watch right now. But Scherzer and Verlander, I wouldn't be shocked to see two guys go out there and strike out the side at the Midsummer Classic. They're here to compete.
Quickly, before we let you go, Blue Jays fans are looking forward to seeing Nate Pearson maybe get to this game and pitch like Verlander.
Yeah.
You saw him in the Futures game. What did you make of his game?
Awesome. I mean, first off, he's 6'6". He looks like he's got a 6'9" or 6'10" wingspan. It's easy gas. You guys know what that is. It's someone that's not having maximum effort behind him to get the ball up to 100 miles an hour, or in his case, 103 miles an hour. I didn't think his secondary pitches would ever be as polished as they were on the night of the Futures game. This kid's an ace, man. He's a front-line guy, and that is always the key. Why do you think the Cincinnati Reds are relevant again? Because Luis Castillo has become an ace. Why are the Washington Nationals back in the postseason mix? Because their ace pitched like an ace. Max Scherzer had one of the best months we've ever seen in June, going 6-0 with a sub-1 ERA. The Blue Jays need that guy. I think Pearson's going to be that guy. You needed one of those in your rotation. Vladdy Guerrero Jr. is going to be that in your lineup to go along with Bichette and all the other young studs they have. The Blue Jays, like the sport of baseball, just to put a bow on this, bring it full circle in the right direction. I'm some kind of salesman, huh?
You're pretty good. Made a lot of Canadian fans really happy right now. Listen, man, we always appreciate the time. Enjoy the game tonight, and thanks for doing this.
All right, guys, anytime.